Hello? Is this thing working? I'm not showing any dropped frames. However, Twitch was showing some issues. Hopefully everything is okay. I think we're all right. My speed test is good. I'm not showing any dropped frames. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Today's Alacrus adventure was Coleman. Coleman, congratulations, my friend. 27th time. 27. What a number. Lady Iron with the resub. That was weird. It triggered, but like nothing showed. Huh. All right then. Thank you. Thank you. This is just weird. It is kind of like riding a bike, but also, you know, if the bike had no wheels and, you know, it had like a camera and, you know, all your friends were watching, that it'd be kind of like, I mean, it's just like that. It's just like riding a bike. But, admittedly, I feel like I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. Nonder, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Nonder and Nonsters. How is everybody? Ghost, good morning. Nonder, Coleman, Reaper, Clumsy, Rollin, True Celt, Ursa, Ams, a Sword Bear. How are you all doing today? How is everybody doing? Hello there, Nonder is here. Please don't ask for his ID, though, or he'll pull out his prison wallet that smells like spooky deer inhales deeply. I'm going to be honest. I think I missed that story, that reference. Yeah, I think I did. Also, sorry about the API error. I think I know why that happened, maybe? Actually, I don't. I don't know why that happened. Prison wall, is that what I think it is? It is what you think it is. At least I think it is what you think it is. At least I don't know what you're thinking, but if I think I know what you're thinking, then what you're thinking is what it is. I'm glad I'm here. Thank you for confirming, Nonder. Does your intro just run through your clips randomly? It sure does. It's on a totally random loop. And sometimes they could even, I've had it before where they will just play like a couple times. So, what did Ghost say though? I got a Jehovah's Witness Advent calendar this year. None of the doors open. Oh, goodness. Something ID fakes. Should have called out from work today. You working? You're all I can think of every drop I drink from. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop. Is that from... That's got to be K-pop too, right? I've been gone like a week, dude. I've been gone a week, yes, but also I've taken a lot more days off just in general than I'm used to. Sounds more like amateur porn and not a bike. Oh, does it? Well, in that case, I suppose we should get started. Oh. Hello, gorgeous. Welcome back. I'll be lurking and working at Kirk. Hello, beautiful. I wouldn't necessarily say back, and maybe that's kind of what I wanted to chat about. And in fact, let's just go to this screen here. The in-game... I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a game category set. What will happen? It'll say something starting. Yeah, we're just starting the stream. I kind of like that. We'll get started here in about 3 minutes. Lars, hello and good day. Honestly, Lutz, I don't know what Ursa's saying anymore. Yeah, me either. I'm glad it's not just me. I feel less alone now, Clumsy. Thank you. API error. API error in the quest log? Dear Diary, I'm so happy to see Lutz's face again. Long has it been since we've gazed upon his visage. Can we squeeze that lucky boob for some more positive life moments for our friend? I mean, I'll gladly squeeze the lucky boob. No question about it. It's right here. It's right here. Timic made me watch K-pop Demon Hunters last night. He did? He made you? Please continue, says Coleman. That's why you took the week off. Got to set up all the lighting. Well, you got to get good lighting. I mean, listen, you can't not have good lighting, right? Lutz will just stare at us for 3 minutes before chatting. That's true. Yeah, let's play the quiet game starting now. do it. I can't do it. Solidarity and confusion. I've been betrayed. Going for your spot now. And yeah, how was it? What did you think of it, Iron? Also, Temig made you watch it. I gotta know more about this too. I gotta know more about this. Let's not be rash. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me, Swan. Do you know that movie, Ams? Yeah, I figured I just I didn't necessarily have any plans to play anything today. I mean, I guess we could play something if we really wanted, but I just figured I'd chat a bit. Figured I'd just chat. New intro, amazing. I can't wait to watch that. I can see the thumbnail, and it seems like everything I could have ever hoped it would be. Yeah, I just figured we'd chat and kind of catch up on some things and some stuff and some whatnot. See how you all are doing. I'd like to check in. I feel like I've been just absent in general. And I think that's what it is. Like, I haven't really been gone from stream for all that long, but I just feel like I've been mentally absent in a lot of ways. So, K-pop Demon Hunter's probably too fun for Lutz. It might be. Refused to watch it for a long time because of all the hype. Ursa, it was okay. Then soon your shoulders will start bouncing. It was okay. So wait, so had Temig seen it before? That's where I'm kind of like, what was it? Temig's like, all right, you're watching this with me. Like, what was that conversation like? You know how Mr. Depression over here? I'm not hyping K-pop Demon Hunters. I liked it, but wouldn't say it's my identity. I'm not Peachy or Ams. I was gonna say Ams was the person I thought of. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was my identity. Ams, thoughts, questions, concerns? Is there drama brewing now? Is that okay to say? It's all right. My identity has been Stranger Things for the last, like decade. So there was literally, like, I had a come down moment afterwards. I did. I had a come down moment since Stranger Things. Legitimately, I think that is part of my sadness, if you will. It's kind of a weird thing to think about, but yeah. I'm here working at work today, so cannot stay too long. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Lutz. You were missed. Thank you, Jezraya. I hope you've been doing well. I hope work's not been too bad. Ursa called me Bezos. The drama has started. Bezos? What? How? I normally we don't care for context, but in this case, I would like to know. My identity has been seasonal depression. I honestly, yeah, I kind of feel that. Identity would be Singles Inferno. Temig had not seen it. He just wanted to, and I was like, but we trade off movie picks, so the time had come. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. I said I was not calling you that. I love you. You still typed it? Yeah, like, I'm definitely not calling you Bezos here. Ams. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. Joffrey, please. Work's good but busy. Doing both Monday and Tuesday's work since we were off yesterday. Oh, shoot. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, my company does not take President's Day off. We take MLK Day instead, which I am a fan of. I'm a much larger fan of that. Although I did see a post yesterday that was pretty great. It was a picture of Barack Obama, and it said Happy President's Day. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I can get on board. Last good present we've had. Seasonal depression starts here in the summer. In the summer, really? No, you know what? That makes sense, Nonder. That makes sense. That's why I need to. We need to get you. We need to get you a job near, or at least maybe a fully remote one or something. That way you can live near me. May have called Ams Elon Musk. Oh, that's worse. I would much rather be called Jeff Bezos than Elon Musk. It's year-round in this house. You guys blame me for the rift. Right, Ams was so in division between Clumsy and I. Clumsy said, like the billionaires. I said, yeah, Ams is like, I can't call her Elon or Bezos because that's just evil. I gotcha, okay. That's not season depression. You're experiencing agony for being cooked alive. That's true. That's just first-degree burns. That's just how first-degree burns go. But yeah, anyway, friends, I figured I'd catch you up on some things. I know some people. I had some people reach out. Mrs. Magoots was like, "Hey, you need to post an update so people aren't getting left in, left in the dark." And I was not trying to be dramatic or anything like that. I knew that there was more that I wanted to say than just I could say in like a quick Discord announcement. And so I was trying to find the time to actually type something up in case anybody cared to read. I realize not everybody can, not everybody has the bandwidth to read that kind of thing. Not everybody cares, and that's totally fine. But I wanted to take some time to actually write it. And I was having trouble finding the time and mental space to even write about it. So yeah, apologies for the relative radio silence over the last little bit of time. It's been honestly kind of like a challenge, I would say, off and on since November. So yeah, just trying to get kind of like above water and everything. But Non should be used to being burnt. He's getting it every morning for an hour and a half. How's our girl Nelly doing? Nelly is doing good. Nelly seems to be doing really well. She is, like I said in the post, she has no symptoms. Like, she has not shown any symptoms of anything else. It's basically just a warning, for anybody that if you didn't know about Nelly, I'm going to talk about some dog stuff, dog owner, parent stuff that's not fun. So just giving you a little warning on that. Nelly, if you didn't see the news, Nelly had we had a lump checked out on Nelly because it was a different texture than her other like ones that we know are like fatty lumps. She's had a couple lumps for a good long while, like at least several years. But suddenly she was getting a lot more like fatty lumps. And when we noticed these extra fatty lumps, one of them was different than the rest. Mrs. Magoots kind of like hounded me, pun only partially intended. She's like, we should get her an appointment. We should get this checked out. And to be fair to myself, I didn't wait that long, but I was just like, okay, well, let's just keep an eye on it. I just want to see, And so she kept checking in. She's like, I just think we need to go get this checked. And I said, all right. So I scheduled an appointment for Nelly, took her into the vet. They did a test on three different lumps. The one that felt different was one of them, and that one came back as being a low grade form of cancer. So that was sort of kind of hit us out of nowhere because that was in January sometime. And so it's like, well, I mean, we just went through everything with Ginny. That was extremely rough, still is rough. And so we basically came up with a plan to bring her back to the vet. They did a test of literally every lump on her body. And thankfully, all of them came back negative. So it's just the one spot was relatively small. Made the plan and the appointment to have it removed surgically, obviously. And so she's got a big opening incision on her shoulder area that we have to keep an eye on. She's going to be getting the stitches removed. I think it's going to be in a few more days. And hopefully then it's just on the path to healing. But like I said, she hasn't had any other symptoms of spread, or honestly, like, you wouldn't have even known that she had it if we didn't get that lump tested. Like, there's just nothing different about her. So I have to take that as a good sign. The vet seemed to be pretty, like, super optimistic, so I am too. But yeah, take your time. You were going through it. It's just been like a barrage of things. That's the thing. It's just like everything kind of hit at once, and I suppose that's a blessing because this is the time of year in which I can withstand that a lot easier. But yeah, it's just a thing after thing after thing after thing. So, but yeah, she's still very the same sweet girl, Iron, for sure. Even in the same boat, Sorty. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I don't wish that on anybody. It's just been such a weird thing. It reminds me that human emotions are very complex. You know what I mean? New Star Work will be lurking. Welcome back, Luke. Sending healing wishes for your girl. Thank you, Ams. Appreciate that. I hope work is all right today. But yeah, so that's been the dog update. It's been pretty hard on Mrs. Magoots in particular. I don't know if I'm speaking improperly for her, and we both love both of our dogs. But I've always envisioned Ginny is my dog and Nellie is Mrs. Magoots' dog. That's kind of how I've, we love both of our dogs, unequivocally, but it's just, it's just that's kind of how I always at least thought of it. I certainly, this sounds terrible, but I'm just being honest with you guys. I've always had a closer connection with Ginny than I did Nellie. I love her to death. But I'm just like, with everything that happened with Ginny, I'm still just like, I don't think I'm actually processing what's going on with Nellie, because it's still just been so draining. So, with that said, like I said, Nellie's been doing great. I think things are in a really good spot. I feel really confident that they got everything, and it was just like a little blip, and here we go. If Nellie goes, we fight the Reaper. Run into that as well. Hunter got into something, had some issues. Spent the last 4 days looking for proof of life whenever you're sleeping. Oh, dang. I'm sorry to hear that, Ghost. Are things improving any? Wonder how good you two are aware of their bodies and mannerisms. It's how you can catch stuff early on. Yeah, that, and like I said, I cannot take any credit. That is Mrs. Magoots. So I took Nellie into the vet. That's really all I did. Of course I pet her and I feel around on her too, but she was the one that noticed it. Hello, Red. How are you doing? Hello. Been in funk for a while. Don't really know the best way to pull out of it. Was worried it was dispassion or something, but as the weather's getting better, I'm starting to realize at least part of it is seasonal, which is weird because normally I don't get very seasonally depressed. Yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing too. We change over time too, right? It is pretty weird. Things are better. He's just 14. Feels like the smallest things could take him out now. Yeah, man. Yeah, I hate that. That's I actually been reading about this a lot, and it's hit me in multiple ways. Hit me with like people and relationships, things that I do. I'll advertise it here right now. I'm not sponsored by any means, okay? But I've been reading this book. I finished it actually pretty recently, but I'm going back through it, and will be kind of throughout the spring. Every year, for our track team, I choose a book, and then I read that book to our track kids, and then I gift a copy of the book to the seniors that would like it. In this case, I'll probably even gift it to others, not just the seniors. It's a bit of a special circumstance, but in this book, the author talks about basically like becoming vulnerable and all of that, and how, when you become vulnerable, you open yourself up to just feeling more in general. So it's kind of the good and the bad. You feel more of the good. And then like, when things are over, or let's just say you go for a goal and you fail or something like that. Like when you fully invest in something, there's going to be that sort of loss feeling at some point. But like, it's just a reminder that, that you were vulnerable, that you gave it everything you had and all of that, which has been comforting in a way too. Cause I've actually thought about that before. I've got such good kids that I coach. And I've had such good kids for a good while now. Gosh dang. When I have them every day in practice, and then suddenly they graduate and they're just not there anymore, that freaking sucks. That is probably the worst part of my job. But it's also some of the best part too, because then they get to go on and do like really big, cool things, So it's been kind of a comfort as well as reading that thing. But that reminded me too. I mean, that's the same thing with like our pets, same thing with like human relationships when somebody passes away. If we're working towards something in our daily lives or any goals or anything like that, and we happen to come up short, It's a very similar feeling of it being over, and you know, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's been comforting to read. So, you've been playing KCD, Red, since it came to Game Pass, doing so good in that game. Nice. I'm glad to hear that. There's a next gen update out as well. I don't know if that coincided with the Game Pass. I don't think so, actually. Shoot, I don't know, to be honest. But there is a next gen update now, and I hope if you have the ability, you've been taking advantage of that too, because it looks really good. Loot's Book Club. Speaking of which, sending you this book when I'm done. It is kind of like my book club, I suppose. Yeah. I do it because it helps me set kind of my team culture and expectations, but also try to teach them a little something in the meantime too. But I choose a different book every year, and this is this year's book, but it's been good. Don't do business with dicks. How to steal your girlfriend's husband. Need a coaching support group. That would actually be pretty nice. I have a few coach friends for sure, but yeah, that would be nice. Still have stuff to send you, Ghost, but avoidance has me avoiding. Merce's comics I bought from a year ago are staring at me on the bookshelf. A year ago? There's a new DLC quest in my game, although I don't think I have the DLC. Is that really the name? Hey, Thriller. Hello. Good morning, Loots in chat. How you doing, Thriller? About communication, not letting dicks bring you down at work. That's incredible, actually. I like that. Let me have a sip from my my Nonder mug while I just enjoy this comfortable hoodie here. This spooky deer comfortable hoodie. Look at that shining face of our dear Lear. Oh, shoot. Am I oily again? Gosh dang it. This always happens. It always happens. Spooky, how the heck are you doing? Doing well. How are you? I'm doing all right, Thriller. I'm doing okay. It's been, it's just been a whirlwind. It's been one of the whirliest winds of my life, I would say, in the last, like 3 months, three and a half months. Yeah. And that's kind of, that's what I'm doing today, is just kind of catching everybody up on what's going on. I want to hear what people are up to right now, too. I don't know. I'm not necessarily, like, my goal isn't necessarily, well, explain yourself, young man. Where have you been? What have you been up to? Where's your brain been? That sort of thing. But I just feel like I don't know. I didn't feel as much about playing games as I did about chatting today. So, last day of job. How the frick are you feeling about it? I bet it's good. It's got to be a good feeling. Such the tornado of life. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, obviously, like we've had some talks about some of the like the end of year stuff, and I made like the post about it in Discord. It took me a long time to feel like I had recovered from Ginny passing away. That was in mid-November, and I was telling Spooky, actually, I'm just like, man, it just feels like you just need time to do like nothing for a little bit. But yet you can't just do nothing, because time just keeps moving, and that feels a little bit cruel. Actually, a lot of bit cruel sometimes. Especially somebody like me. I feel like I'm always trying. I'm not necessarily trying to keep busy, but I mean, well, I guess I am too. I don't know. But anyway, it's just like you're busy all the time, and then you can't, like, there's no good way to just like take the space and the time you need. Like if I just wanted to take a week off and do absolutely nothing, that would stress me out way more than if I didn't. Octi, hello. Week off, you say? Oh, I mean, sorry. And I'm not talking about Spooky's week off. Spooky's gonna be very busy during his week off. I mean, like if I just took a week to truly mourn and didn't do anything, it would be worse. Like I'm certain of that. So anyway, time keeps moving, responsibilities keep coming in and all of that, and that just kind of feels cruel. But then, you know, December was a pretty okay month if I look at it, you know, from a bird's eye view. It was a pretty solid month. December was. Got some family time in, Christmas time and stuff like that. And it's also bittersweet, but had a good time taking the RV out, which was really nice. Getting to test that out and see how Mrs. Magoots liked it, see how Nelly liked it. So that was good. And then January, ever since the calendar rolled over to 2026, whew, I've been like laser focused on track and field. So, and I'm happy to talk. Well, I am going to talk to you guys about that. I don't know how much you're going to care, but I guess if it's my stream, so I'm going to talk about it. But yeah, it's happy time. No, we chatted, but as tough as it gets, you have about 30 people in your corner. I appreciate that, Ghost. Gonna shower now and get the sarcasm back. I gotta wash this kindness off of me. Yeah. Totally understand what you mean. Week off, you say? ... Yeah, the time off hurts almost. It does. Yeah. Cora will be very busy on Spooky's week off. Microdose the grief, schedule a crying hour. Yeah, I honestly like maybe that wouldn't be such a bad thing. Just 30? Yeah, so the calendar rolled over to 2026, and I decided that I mean, you all know, like, track and field is like, we were talking about identities earlier. Track and field is my identity, more or less. In a couple different ways, both as a coach and as an athlete. And I decided, I was like, you know what? I've been thinking about it for a little while. Sometimes the turn of the calendar is just a little bit of a kick in the pants. But I decided I wanted to go like all in on competing this year. So I'm looking for basically every advantage I can find, short of illegal drugs. But so that involves doing some things that I've done, but maybe not to the standard I think that I could do them at, which is like taking care of my fueling my body, and then also doing more with weightlifting. Those have been the other key parts of it. And I have to say, like, despite the fact that has taken up a lot of my mental capacity to do so, and literally some of the physical capacity too, because I haven't lifted weights this regularly in a good while. I've done it before. It's just been a while. It has been so incredibly motivating. I have been seeing results that I would not have expected in the short time period that it's been. Like, I'm sort of like, kind of a weird thing. I'm 34. I'll be 35 before my next, like, I guess, big competition. And I'm like, I think I'm actually in better physical shape and condition and all of that than I was at like 22. Just these different changes I made. I was just like, yeah, I think I need to do them so I can check off the boxes and all of that. That's kind of where I was mentally, is like, I just have to dot my I's and cross my T's. And then the progress started showing up, and I'm like, I'll be honest, I didn't know if it would make this big of a difference. It's been like shocking but motivating because of that. And so, like, my motivation for track stuff has been like through the roof, absolutely through the roof, to the point where, if I'm being totally honest with you guys, and I always try to be, I haven't felt that. I don't know how to put this. I'm just going to say it. I haven't felt like I've missed, like, the time off of streaming. I haven't really missed it that much. Aside from just chatting with you guys and stuff. But, like, playing video games, I haven't really felt like playing video games as much lately. I've just been feeling like tunnel vision on this ever since. It's been a really good thing, I think. But it also, I'm just like, yeah, I do miss this, but I miss you guys more than I miss any amount of, like, video games right now, which has been a really weird feeling. Really weird feeling. Roller derby is yours, Thriller? Tell me about your schedule for roller derby. What's that look like in your life? Crying in car rips hour. Ripping in the car is good stress relief, to be honest. Hang on. I gotta ask, are we talking like, farting, or are we talking like bongs? I just, there's only two ways I feel like this can go. And I could see it, honestly, when it's coming out of Ghost's chat. I feel like it could be either, you know? Farting. Okay. All right. I just had to be sure. I'm like, I could see either one. Probably both with Octi. The way I want to carve out the time for that same sentence to apply to me. Wait, which sentence? You become very powerful. The calves have taken control. My calves are ridiculous right now. I gotta be honest. I actually need him to calm down a bit. Life is the ultimate video game. I totally relate to that feeling. Miss your community more than anything. 100%. I miss chatting with everybody. That's the truth. And video games were kind of just an excuse to chat with everybody. You know what I mean? At least that's how they'd felt to me lately. I was enjoying the video games, absolutely. Like it happens every now and then, but it's not like I boot into a game and I'm like, and I close the game out and I'm like, well, that was a waste of time. Like I always enjoy playing games, but it's actually getting started into a video game sometimes. I go through seasons of life where that's the case. And I'm just like, if I don't play a game tonight, that's okay. I think that I will need to set some time aside for me to play video games, as we move through the next few months. Because it is a really good stress relief, but at least at this point in time right now, I've not been missing it so much. So the sentence, I'm in the best shape of my life. I gotcha. Well, dude, if there's anything you want to chat about, regarding that, I'm an open book. And if anybody wants to talk about it, like, I'm an open book. I seriously, I would not have expected this, going into it. Like I said, I just felt like I was dotting my I's, crossing my T's, trying everything I can, because I thought I was just going to squeeze, you know, an extra, like, can I get like an extra 2% of performance out of this? Because I mean, I'll be honest, I'll share my goals with you guys. And Chand, hello. I'm sorry, Chand. Hi, cutie Chand. How you doing? Thanks to Captain for my sub gift. Miss you, Frank. Can't wait to meet you this year. Are you going to be coming to Gen Con this year? Because we need to get you into the chat if you're not already. In Canada, we got a third definition when you go out for a rip. You're going out for a bit of a joyride. Okay. Been practicing between 1 to 3 times a week. Right now, this month, I've had Derby every weekend, so the schedule can be as insane as I want or chill. Last year, I did 10 tournaments, even while injured. Oh, geez. Hopefully, you didn't get more injured. That doesn't sound... Competing injured doesn't sound the most fun. We'll take you up on that once I feel like I have a handle on my actual open time. Yeah, for sure. Not sure about Gen Con, but the wedding for sure. Oh, hell yeah. Love it. Also, I have to say, it's not like Sorty did this for me, but man, did he pick a prime time to have a wedding. Because I looked at the date and I was like, oh, yes. I wasn't competing in those as much as officiating them. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so what I've been doing lately, Thriller, is, or I guess maybe I should, let me finish my first thought. So my goal is, like I said, I'm 34. My goal is I want to run the fastest I've ever run. I want to set a lifetime best in the 400 meter dash. That is my goal. That's what I'm training for. That is basically what all of this is about. Now, obviously, I may get there, I may not. I'm trying to be okay with the fact that I may never get there. The last time, my lifetime best comes from literally 17 years ago. I was 17. And just for a little background, yes, I ran in college. I did not run very well in college. I competed for 4 years. The training was not conducive to my particular, like, every athlete is different, and I think the training was too rigid for me. And I have some other teammates that felt the same. They're like, I just don't feel like I'm at my best. And some of my teammates did great. So my yeah, we're talking pre-college, Quinn. Quinn, how you doing? Yeah, shoot. I mean, they say Quinn will know these. Quinn won't dox me, but he does know all this kind of about me, at least. I ran slower in college than I ever did in high school, and that was very frustrating because I was a very hard worker. I obsessed over it, and that honestly did a pretty big number on me mentally. So I was having a conversation a couple years after graduating college with some high school friends in one of their basements, just chilling and hanging out, and I was like, man, I bet if I trained myself, if I coached myself, I bet I could run faster than I did in college. And one of them's like, well, why don't you? And literally just kind of stared at me like, well, why don't you? And I'm like, holy crap, I should do this. And so that's kind of what started it. Like, no joke, just a conversation with some old friends in a basement. And I've been back into track and field ever since. It started in 2018. So I've been doing it ever since. But that's my goal, is I want to run faster than I've ever run before in the 400 meter dash, because I feel like I can kind of prove that to myself. Even all these years later, I think it's possible. But it's going to take a lot of things coming together and working. Yeah, there's going to be some luck involved, but a lot of things that a lot of hard work I'm going to have to put in. So yeah. Our fall is already so jam-packed. Many Chan decided to wear an Indian outfit to the shindig. Is that right? Can't wait to see the photos. Just started back to the competing late last year, and starting the thing back to where I was this year. Gonna be such a crapshoot. Some people are gonna be Giga free and others turbo booked. Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. For me personally, Sorty, though, I was excited to see the date. I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. It is Thanksgiving weekend. Hurry up and get married already so I can see the pics. We did it because it coincides nicely with when Anna already normally visits and family would all be around, but realize it's a busy travel week for sure. It's okay. I could not stay healthy in my collegiate track career. It's frustrating though, right? It's frustrating. Could you move your camera down a little bit? Down? I could sit up. I am kind of slouching in my chair. Is that better? Olympics do it. Not even joking. You got to pay for the OnlyFans for that. I'll pitch in and get you to the Paralympics. Wink, wink. I'm disabled. I can joke about it. Joking about kneecapping Lutz. Yeah, be excited for you. You looked very, very, very tiny. Yeah, I was slouching. Slouching and kind of off to the corner here. But yeah, so that's my goal. That's my goal with it, is I want to be able to run a lifetime best. And actually, shockingly, last year I ran a lifetime best in a different event. One event that I haven't competed in quite as much over my career, and that was pretty surprising because I was not expecting it. Was not training for it particularly hard. I wasn't I didn't put that much of my focus on that event. And then all of a sudden I went out and ran a lifetime best. That was just this past year. So yeah, I was 33 and I ran faster than I ever did in high school or college. So that was amazing. And I'm like, that's what kind of tells me, and that's in a shorter event. That's an event that involves more speed. And typically it's not the endurance aspect that falls off into your mid 30s, it's the speed aspect. So I'm thinking if I can run faster in that event, then I should be able to also do the 400. So yeah. What's the snow situation like at that time of year? Wait. During November? Very extremely rare. I would say maybe not extremely, but pretty dang rare. I'm shocked we are the same age. Well, I turned 34 on May of this year. Okay, yeah, we're pretty close then. I'm about a year older than you because I'll turn 35 in June. Yeah, pretty close though. You say that we did have snow this year. This year that week we did. It is rare. This year has been the snowiest season since I've lived in Indiana. So in at least 12 years. No. I moved to Indiana. It'll be 12 years this summer. So, and I was told that we had a pretty snowy winter in 2014. So, yeah. 90s, yep. Good old 90s. Coming from California where we never have snow and it's always decent weather, we have no idea what to expect. That is a good point. Thanksgiving snow almost fricked up our return from Kentucky. Yeah. Not uncommon to get a dusting around Thanksgiving. Lots of snow is uncommonish. True. And Sorty, with you being a little north of me, or at least, north of me, that I imagine you probably get snow more often. To be honest, I would assume. Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't speak for it. But I do think it's at least somewhat, it's becoming less common as the years go by that we get snow before Christmas. But it happened, we had numerous snowfalls here where I live before Christmas. So all of northern Indiana / southern Michigan gets lake effect. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Supposed to get in a snowstorm tonight after a week of warm weather. How bad of a snowstorm is it going to be, Coleman? I hope it's not too bad for you. Oh, right. Okay. So I was just kind of explaining like what I'm doing right now to try to squeeze that last bit of effort out. So starting on the first full week of 2026. So that was on January 5th, right? January 5th. I decided to do go harder on my like athletic diet. Typically I do not eat clean year round because gosh dang, do I love Taco Bell. Oh, freaking love Taco Bell so much. I also love anything and everything sweet. So I don't force myself to eat clean year round. So when it comes time to like start getting ready for training and everything, I need to make sure that like I'm Taco Bell's the best. You quiet down over there, Lady Aaron. You quiet down. Between 6 and 9 inches expected. Oh, nice. Ayo. 2 best numbers. Am I right? I heard like 25 centimeters. I'll show you 25. I don't know how much that is. That's wildly accurate. Never mind. That's wildly inaccurate. Never mind. Oh, man. Hard. Same for you, Thriller. Taco Bell. Is it Taco Bell or the sweets or both? Play your cards right. It could be 10. Jeez Louise. So typically I tighten up on my diet after the new year. That's always been the case. But what I'll do is I follow a program called Power Eating. Let me show you that here. I've just got all the books on hand today, I guess. This is the diet plan that I followed for years. I think honestly maybe ever since 2018, the new Power Eating. The idea being is that sprinting is a power sport. And so, yeah, it makes sense. Do what power athletes do. However, as I've kind of gone through that, I've realized like sprinting and what they're talking about is more of like competitive weightlifting. Not the same. It's just not the same. So I've been making some tweaks on that. And I think that's also greatly helped. But what I've done most times when I start every year is I go into what's called a cut phase. And I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence here. So if I'm saying these and everybody's like, yeah, I know what that is, I'm sorry. I'm just, in case anybody's curious and they don't know, I did a cut phase, which means that I'm eating at like a steeper calorie deficit than I normally would, just to try to jumpstart the change, getting ready for the season, trying to quickly shed as much Taco Bell weight as I can. Because dropping that, it makes a difference when you're out there sprinting around on the track and everything. So that's what I did I had originally just planned on doing it for 4 weeks, but I got to the end of the 4-week period and I was like, dude, I feel so good. Like I kind of just want to keep going. So I did it for another 2 weeks. So it was a 6-week cut. And like I said, the progress I made this year, I've done a cut pretty much every year, but following the Power Eating plan rather than this altered one, I never would have expected this much progress. And what I did, and I talked about this in my posts, but in case anybody was curious, I've got this app that I've been tracking on called Chronometer, and I've tracked macros and stuff before, but like this is just way better, way more accurate and all of that than the Power Eating program, because it's just more exact. And so you can see I haven't eaten anything yet today, but like my daily expenditure, just kind of like doing what I do, is about 2,300 calories. So when I'll end up running a workout later today too, so that's going to add to it. My energy output it goes all over the place, but tracking at least the food that I eat has made a huge difference. And that's been the biggest part of it. I just never would have guessed. And if I'd have known, I would have done this. I would have done this a long time ago. But yeah. Is that Charles? Charles Cheeserton III? I find I can drop that Taco Bell weight within 45 minutes of consuming Taco Bell. Dang, that's pretty quick. Is it better than MyFitnessPal because I'm tired of being asked to premium? I haven't used MyFitnessPal in a long time. I am a big fan of Chronometer so far. I don't know if I can get, I don't know if there's like any sort of referral deal where I can get you some money off. I can check. And referrals. You'll receive $5 off a gold subscription. If they upgrade, I get a $5 gift card. So, I could share that with you. Oh, wait, no, it's currently unavailable. Maybe I have to do it on the website instead of the app. I don't know. I watched a couple different videos on macro apps. $5 to Taco Bell, sure. Lurky. Yeah, no worries, Charles. Feel free to lurk away. We love you, dude. I'm just glad to see you. Glad to see you. But yeah, I don't know. I just didn't expect the macro tracking to be that big of a change that quick. And I don't know if it's weird. If anybody would like to see like progress pictures, I'd be happy to share that. It's maybe a little awkward of putting like my my shirtless body out there. So maybe I don't know if I just put it out to the masses necessarily, but if anybody's truly curious, like what macro tracking can do, I'd be happy to. Discord or Ko-fi. Listen, I'm not trying to make any money off of this. I'm not trying to make any money off of it. Shoot, I almost considered posting a video and being like, I'm posting this one on my own terms. Since Mrs. Magoo shared that one shirtless video of me a couple years ago, or a year ago, however long ago it was. And like, this one's for me, baby. But I didn't do that. But it's made a significant difference. So if that's something you've ever been curious about, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not like a dietitian. I'm not any of that. But if you just want like any sort of support, you can always send me a message. MyFitnessPal was good like 10 years ago. I feel like it's bloatware now. Dang. Wait, you say millimeters, Ursa? Oh, goodness. I'm interested. 10 centimeters is double average. Congrats. Just Michael Phelps to eat a bowl of fettuccine Alfredo before you run. Oh, man. You mean Michael Scott? It's awful now. Let's swap progress pictures in DM. I'd be happy to do that. Naked Loots. I'm not naked. I'm just shirtless. My Berry app is pretty good for me tracking my food, but I see my nutritionist through that app too. Oh, nice. Okay. Before and after pics would be a nice one. Classy. They can see what I eat and talk about it. Oh, they can see what you eat. Oh, shoot. I don't know if I want anybody seeing that, but greatly admire people like you who can track this stuff and keep up with training your body like this. Have no willpower. Honestly, like Ursa, it's not something, it ebbs and flows. I'll put it that way. It ebbs and flows. Right now I'm extremely motivated because I've seen the progress and I've been feeling the progress too. Like I started doing some of the training I've been doing. I'm like, man, I feel just springier and stuff. The exception being this last week. And that's another thing I was going to mention too, is you can't stay in like a steep calorie deficit for too long if you're doing like athletics like I am. And so this week, yesterday was my first day of bumping my calories up to what's basically going to be kind of like a recomposition. So I'm trying to trade muscle for fat, just to kind of like get squeeze a little bit more out of it. But increasing the calories is going to make me feel a lot more, it's going to make it feel like I have a lot more pop, which is good. So this is unaroused and this is aroused. Not everyone can see what I eat. Just her and I. Yeah, I gotcha. Let's say I would be like, I feel like I'm doing well, and they'd be like, you need more, vitamin whatever. And I'd be like, oh man, now what do I do? Cap'n, hello. When you do the Hugh Jackman method, do you get the bone claws or his strange singing voice? Bone claws. Yeah, just the bone claws. just having that mindset, being with keeping up with a training schedule, even if it's not year round, you're doing something with a set goal and keeping up with it. I am, yeah, and that's another thing too. I'm extremely fortunate in that regard, and I feel very lucky for that too. Is like I've always enjoyed track training, and so I feel like I would keep coming back to it even if I wasn't, doing all the other stuff, just because I enjoy it so much. I think the biggest thing about exercise is like enjoying it. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to stick with it. So that's why some people say like, it doesn't matter if you lift weights. It doesn't matter if you ride a bike. It doesn't matter if you do rock climbing. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, as long as you enjoy it, just keep doing that thing and you'll be way better off than the average person. It doesn't even matter. Like any sort of thing that you like, going for walks, like it doesn't matter. The actual activity is less important than enjoying it, so that way you can stick with it. I'm very fortunate though. Mine just happens to be something that like I truly love sprinting. I love running fast. I've always loved that. And I don't see that going away anytime soon. One of Mini Chan's doctors talked about putting her on the keto diet to help manage seizures. That's something we've never really heard before. I've never heard that either. Huh. Is that something you're thinking about doing then, Shand? Both Carnival appears in your backyard. Misread this as a ketchup diet, got very confused. Oh man, that sounds horrendous. Completely understands when I eat not so great. She's human, knows we have our moments. Ketchup diet is what Chan is on. Does such a glorious thing exist? Movement is movement, I agree, yeah. Start looking into the science. Don't get sedentary, yeah. No, yeah, we're on a cruise to Mexico. Wait, currently right now? After we get back, you're on a cruise right now? I'm just started. Yeah, you can be the founder. Higher healthy fat content, which supports the brain. Same reason fish oils are beneficial. Been loving bike riding. Even using the motor less and less is making a difference. Hell yeah, Kirk. I love to hear that, dude. Currently right now, that is unreal, Chan. How's it been? How the heck has it been? German kids cartoon called Ketchup Vampires. Huh. I am not a ketchup fan. I'm kind of a ketchup hater, actually. Load her up on steaks and lobster. Let me post some pics to your Discord. Okay, yeah. I feel with roller derby, even though lately has been a struggle for me, mainly just trying to not get discouraged because I am still in my rebuilding phase for my surgery. And what was the injury? Is it okay if I ask that? Honestly, forgot where I was with the whole track thing. So, yeah. But I think I was talking about increasing my macros again. Yesterday was day one off of the cut, and I had so much fun. I'm like, oh yes, I'm finally not going to go to bed just a little bit hungry this time. The first 4 weeks of the cut, though, I'm telling you, were so easy. That's why I was like, I'll just do the next 2 because then that'll kind of coincide with like the next phase of my training anyway. I'll just do an extra 2 weeks. Mistake. Should have just, I mean, like I still continued to make progress, which was good, but like week 6, my athletic performance just felt flat. I felt flat. I competed at the end of the week and I didn't run very well. I felt just kind of like a little dead. So I probably should have stopped a week earlier, but you know, it's all good. It's just part of training and everything. There's always something to gain out of that. I gained some valuable feedback. So now I know, you know, moving forward, it'll be better next time. So, but yeah, so I'm increased onto this current phase. The plan is to basically take it 2 weeks at a time. So I'll check back in, kind of progress pictures and stuff like that, see how I feel 2 weeks from now, and then make adjustments basically every 2 weeks if I feel like I need to, or just stay put. But that has been a game changer. Seriously, is macro tracking, just much more precise than the power eating program. The power eating program was easy. Like I feel like I could just kind of grab and go things. Because you put all of your foods into certain categories. So if you eat like a bowl of cereal, that may be like 3 of your grains, because it had so many grams of carbs in it. And then if you add some milk, you know, then you have like a milk category or something like that. And that was one of your milks for the day. But the problem is it's more of a range. And if you're always eating on kind of the higher end of the range, which I likely was, it just isn't quite accurate enough. So I'm talking about, trying to squeeze every drop of that you can out of this. It helps to be more like go with is the most accurate thing possible, which is tracking the macros directly. So that's been awesome. But it has taken up more of my time. I'm like, the app is open, 4 hours a day. That's what it feels like, at least. I don't know if that's actually the case, but the app is just open on my phone, and I'm creating recipes in there of the things that I'm making. So I make, I've been doing a ton of meal prep, so I'm scanning everything. There's like a barcode scanner, so I'm scanning to add the ingredients to my recipe, and then it's really cool because I'm like, oh, I divided that into 10 portions, and so it just automatically says, like, okay, here's one serving then is a 1/10 of the full recipe, and here's what you ate, basically. And it's been really helpful, but it does still take the time to actually get it set up for the first time, each recipe you do. But amazing, absolutely amazing. And then the lifting aspect. What was Spooky was alluding to earlier is the program I've been lifting on is called Mutant Strength, which was, again, allegedly what Hugh Jackman did to get ready for the Wolverine back in 2013. I guess he would have been doing it in 2012. Found the program online ages ago. Hugh's like physique in that movie is absolute dreams for me, because he's lean but like also muscular at the same time. He's not. Listen, I love Henry Cavill in Man of Steel, but that's too big for like a sprinter, at least the 400-meter sprinter. So that is not really body goals. That's something I admire incredibly. Unreal physique, but not for me. So Hugh Jackman in the Wolverine, though, ridiculous. Also at his age, it's pretty inspiring too. So I started lifting on that plan like years and years and years ago. I felt like it was a good one, so I went back to it this time. Just finished the 5th week of it last week, and again, I feel like it was a really good thing for me. So, but 5 days a week is a lot of lifting when you're not doing like I was doing at most like 3 days a week before, and not consistently. Like I do 3 weeks. I do 3 days in a week. Then the next week I'd miss a day and only do 2. Then I'd miss an entire week. So it's just very hit or miss. But I did 25 workouts over the last 5 weeks. And it's also making a difference too. Craft me into Alexander Skarsgård in The Northman. Hang on a second. Googling. Alexander Skarsgård, Northman. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Yep. Beef Barn. Yeah. Beef Barn. Let's see here too. Let me see. I think Henry Cavill in the Immortals, I feel like he was leaner and more. Yeah, Henry Cavill in the Immortals, goals. Henry Cavill in Man of Steel, super impressive, but not going to work for me. His shoulders are insane. Yeah. We talking Henry Cavill. Talking Henry Cavill. Yeah, Henry Cavill in the Immortals. That is like dreams there. You already have all the men drooling. Let's not have Koro go on a murder spree, okay? Hold on a second. Let me Google something. This is my favorite response to anything. Clocking at roughly his weight, just in the wrong places right now, so let's shift some of that around. Community work, have a good rest of stream. Rollin, thanks so much for hanging out. I hope work isn't too bad for you today. Hope it's not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, Dream Physique's interesting things to think about too. Because it's kind of like, man, what did they do? What did they do to get there? Also, how old was Henry Cavill in this? Had to have been pretty dang young. Henry Cavill. Actually, I remember watching The Immortals, but I wasn't terribly impressed at the time. Maybe I should rewatch it. Henry's 42 right now. Can I just please click on... I feel like this made it tougher to find the Wikipedia links sometimes. Okay. What year did... The Immortals came out in 2011. So he was... 28? Is that right? He was 28? Younger than I am currently. He's also much larger than I am. That's the other thing too. I'm only 5'8", so muscle is going to look differently on somebody of my stature because I'm short. It does look. Admittedly, it looks better if you're a little taller. I think. Just depends, but yeah. I think I'd like to look like Brienne of Tarth. I mean, honestly. That's a good looking woman. I think so. Also, she was in Wednesday. Yeah. A video of my injury as well. It's not super cool, but it was neat seeing the third person view. Wait, the third person view? Ooh, that is that would be kind of rough. Does that? And did you? Okay, you can't. I missed your other message. So you can. I had. Shoot, my chat keeps. I don't know why my chat keeps doing that where it won't stay scrolled where I put it. Had a 3-inch tear in my tendon, extra cartilage removed in my left ankle. Jeez Louise. I don't like the sound of that. And you can watch it back too. Oof. Read an article about the trainer on the Northman. Really appreciated that he was prioritizing utility and mobility instead of just sheer bulk. That is also good. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing about mine is it has to be functional, right? That's why Man of Steel isn't going to cut it, because dude's chest is so large. Like you wouldn't. I mean, you'd be walking around like this all day. You can't move like that. Good morning, Schooner. Hello, ahoy. How are you today? Hope you're having a good day. I'd like to be what I call secret strong, where people assume I'm just normal, maybe a bit on the pudgy side. Touching me makes one realize I'm dense. Oh, sleeper build. We call that a sleeper build. Especially the people that go around like wearing like baggy clothes, and then all of a sudden they take their shirt off, and you're like, holy freaking crap. I think you can be a sleeper build either way, either having like all the strength underneath, or just, you know, like you don't wear clothes in a way that show it. I think either way. But yeah, I'd say that's a sleeper build. So good in Wednesday, yeah. Blue collar strong is the best. Just flex and have those AI muscles. Part of me wonders if the person that caused it was in play or out of play, since I was jamming when it happened. Even called off the jam since I was lead. Wow. You've been in the hospital for the last week? Oh, Schooner. I'm sorry to hear that. Have you been doing okay, all things considered? How's today going? That's what I want, sleeper build. Getting a lot of Instagrams of hot Asian guys who are sleeper builds videos, and with them shirtless spanking the camera. Pardon? You've been getting lots of Instagrams about this, huh? Lots. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm literally Googling Henry Cavill Man of Steel shirtless. Yeah, look at his... If you Google this, Henry Cavill Man of Steel shirtless, dude is like twice the size he was in Immortals. It's unreal. Lost half my blood. Oh my goodness. But hopefully they gave you it back. Very proud of my algo, okay? Ursa built her algorithm brick by bricked up. Track awareness is key even when hurt. I pretty much got fixed with fishing wire, but stronger. Fishing wire? Cats and shirtless dudes. That's like more than you should be losing. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez Louise. I hope they gave it back. You'll find it so funny that so many of my friends thought bricked up meant constipated. I would have thought that. Honestly, I don't know that I ever heard the phrase before you guys started talking about it. So I wouldn't have been like, oh, I don't know what that means. Trying to get my hemoglobin creation working again. Dang, okay. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, Schooner. And you said it's been a week. Do you know roughly when you'll be able to go home? Is there an estimate? Pretty sure that's how my parents used it. I thought the same. That is scary sounding. Yeah, I don't like hearing that, Schooner. I hope it's I hope you'll be feeling better soon. Makes sense to think built because of the term brick house. Very close to backed up, which is code for not pooping. Yeah, true. Octi's so smart. I love her. Me too. Me too. Did I... I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to chat about that I haven't really got to. Let me pull back up the Discord announcement. I was going to talk a little bit more. I was going to talk about content as well, for sure. So I know people are at least curious about what that's going to look like moving forward. Also, let me see here. Did we get pics from Shand? We did. Oh, the cruise. Mini Chan looks so cozy there. Gosh, cruises are so cool. Just basically being doted on the whole time is very relaxing. That's so nice, Chan. I don't know if you're still here and lurking or not, but that's really nice. I hope you're enjoying the heck out of it. Who photoshopped the last photo? He took the pic, so I added him in. Nice. Yeah, let's talk content too here. I know I've droned on about the training aspect and everything, and there's more info there. And I just want to say too, from the Discord post in the announcements channel, most all the info is there in written form on the Ko-fi blog, which is free. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to pay any money to Ko-fi to see that. That's how it'll be from now on. Like everything that goes on Ko-fi is just a blog because it already exists. I haven't had time to get my own site set up, and I don't know when I will. So just going to continue using Ko-fi for the foreseeable future. But to that note, if there's anything like Spooky was mentioning earlier, anybody else, if you ever want to talk about training, things that have worked for me, again, I'm not licensed in any of this stuff, so I'm not giving I'm just telling you what kind of things have worked for me. But I'm an open book on that. I can tell you the things that I've struggled with, the things that I feel like I've done really well, and just share anything and everything you want about my experience and provide words of encouragement, whatever you need. You can always reach out. So yeah. But I've droned on enough about the fitness aspect of it. So for the content stuff, I kind of want to talk about where my brain's at, since it was relatively short in the post, and I don't know. I'd love to hear some of your guys' feedback too. But no, I love her. I'll fight you. Want to hang out and game more, but work and also Mr. Piece's work been taken off, and so we're finding a new norm. I get that for sure. Had 9 bleeds in my stomach, most likely caused by my chemo treatment. Hopefully the GI team will have a plan. Dang, I'm so sorry to hear that, Schooner. Schooner, you know what? If anything's deserving of the lucky boob squeeze, it's that. Schooner, we love you, and I know I've said this before, and I'm not trying to embarrass you or anything like that, but I've just continued to be impressed by you, your positive outlook on things. You've always been such a delight in our chat, and it's. I certainly don't want to make you feel like you have to attend every stream, because I need you to take care of yourself first and foremost. But like it's noticeable when you're not there, and I mean that in the absolute best way possible. In that you're such a positive person that we feel your presence. You know what I mean? So we're squeezing our lucky boob here. I hope that everything goes well. The doctors get you the answers, the treatment that you need. And I just want you to know you're so incredibly loved, my friend. Please do not take that as any sort of pressure to be here any day. I just simply mean that in the best way possible, that your presence is felt. And thank you, whoever that was, for gifting the sub to Schooner. Seriously appreciate that. Schooner's one of the best, seriously. Honestly, don't know when I don't know when Schooner found us, or even how Schooner found us, but my goodness, I'm just so incredibly thankful. Yeah. This is super duper relatable. I haven't played a game for fun in a minute. I'm the same. Yeah. Play Core Keeper or something together when the update drops. Very hope you have a speedy recovery from that. Sending you all the healing and good vibes prayers. General to everyone, because I do be loving you all. Of course, Schooner. Absolutely. Yeah. You deserve all the support from everybody. You got something for fat ex-athletes? When I got you. I got you. I'm not going to say it, but I'm sorry you're going through this. Sending you all the healing vibes. Pray for you if that brings you any comfort. What Ursa said in hugs. Hugs. Thank you kindly for the sub. Yeah. I mean every word of it, Schooner. Seriously. But let's talk content here and just ideas and everything. So as we talked about, it kind of became a joke. I'm a playtester, I guess. We played like 3 playtests in a row of doing like Corner Shop, Night Shift, Vampires, Bloodlord Rising, and Outward 2. And I enjoyed all of them. They were kind of like somewhat time limited testing things. And I had mentioned like something that was interesting to me in the video game content space is trying to basically like almost become a partner to smaller devs and studios and stuff like that, where I can play games and sort of help like provide exposure on those games, right? Now, ideally, you play games that when you have limited time with gaming, you play games that never miss. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to play a bad game if you have a limited amount of time. But I honestly feel like I get a lot of enjoyment out of being like, hey, let's check out this game together. This thing that I don't know what to expect, and I don't know what anybody should expect because we don't know anything about it. That's been a lot of fun to me. And that's something that's been of interest for a while. I had thought about it, in this sort of last reshuffle of the content that I, basically when I took the whole hiatus for months at a time and I came back, that was sort of something I identified as really interesting to me. Like if I was going to go and make videos and things like that people could watch on demand, I wanted to do showcasing. That's what I wanted to do. And so this is kind of giving me an opportunity to do that, except I'm not making any videos. I'm just doing it live because there's less of a time commitment for that, obviously. And it's been fun. Like I've really enjoyed it. The playtesting has been pretty sick. I'm glad that people have enjoyed it too. Yeah, it's been really cool. I didn't know, like, I didn't necessarily plan on playtesting specifically. I was just thinking like, oh, let's, here's a game that just came out that not many people know about. Let's check it out and see if it's any good. And the playtests are more time sensitive than that. But it's been really cool and it's been fun. I can see like that interest hasn't gone anywhere. I still have like a creative itch, I guess, and just kind of like finding new experiences with my friends. That is I can't see that interest going anywhere anytime soon. So that's still very much a thing. I have been trying to, like, more in my personal life, I guess, or at least my non-Lutz Magoots life. I've been trying to get more into creating content for like track and field. I have some ideas of some things that I want to do. But right now I'm not trying to execute on any ideas. I'm just trying to start creating things. And I've been successful in getting a few things out there just to kind of like, I'm not trying to go into it with any particular goal. I'm just like, let's just put stuff out there. No schedule, no nothing. No like agenda on this is what I'm trying to teach right now. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm literally just trying to put stuff out there just to see if I can do it. You know what I mean? And I've done that. I've made, I don't know how many different short form videos and stuff like that. Just kind of like, it's almost more of like a vlog at this point, I would say. But it's been really cool. Let me edit explosions, Benny Hill, you name it. I do need an editor. Oh boy, the way I want to talk shop. Well, yeah, we need to. And I know Nander's been wanting to chat too. Life and shop and everything. I'd be happy to. But that's been really cool. And I actually have gotten a few messages from like former athletes and other people that's just like, I got one from a former athlete who I really admire. She's been honestly probably I'm just going to admit, she's probably been my favorite athlete of all time that I've ever coached, just because of just who she is as a person and all of that. She just kind of like, I didn't ask her anything. She's kind of out of the blue was like, I really like the videos you've been making. I think it's really cool. It shows like how much fun track and field can be and everything. And I'm like, that means so much, you know? That means so much. So that's been really cool to get into. You know, you guys know, aside from streaming, like the live aspect, I haven't created anything more produced in quite a while. So it's been a change. Also more focusing on short form. I want to do some more long form stuff, or at least like not vertical stuff. But again, I'm just trying to get started. I don't have like any sort of, I have an idea, like a list of ideas of things I could do at some point, but I'm just not letting it's not dictating anything to me, you know? It's like, if I get around to it, I get around to it, whatever. And that's been really like liberating too. So I'm just enjoying that. As I do that does take time. It's not a huge time sink. It doesn't take as much time as making like, you know, a Let's Play series on YouTube or anything like that, but it does take time. And so I'm trying to figure out like, okay, well, where does that fit into the schedule too? Because that's something I want to do at least regularly, even if it doesn't have a schedule. Like I'm not putting out videos on, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday or something like that. I at least want to do it regularly. So I'm working on it. You know, I don't end up going 2 weeks without doing anything. So I have to figure out how that fits into my schedule. Need to make a content pilled white boys going through it right now. Group chat. I'm in. Thought about it. I'm in. But yeah, so that's something I'm trying to plan around too. Additionally, the last couple years, the exception being last year I took a full hiatus during the busiest part of my track season. This year has been off to a just, you know, we talked about the tough start. Things taking up a lot of my mental right now. Actually, just on Sunday, I don't know if I actually spoke about this or not. I'd mentioned that I lost a friend recently. That was a shocking death. And I actually spoke at his funeral service on Sunday. And that was an experience that I've obviously never had in my life. I wouldn't mind it if I never had to do it again. But there was a lot going on in the like week leading up to that, trying to, you know, make sure that I'm doing the speech justice, and everything. And so that's just was another thing. Like, I'm like, man, it just weighs heavy on your mind and your heart and things like that. And so, normally this is the time of year where like things are starting to ramp up, but they're not truly busy, but it's been really, really busy. And so typically I've gone to a more shortened stream schedule over the last few years. Last year, again, was a full hiatus. This year, I think I'm going to do another shortened schedule. At least that's what I'm leaning towards right now. And that's kind of what I alluded to earlier with being back. I hesitate to say that I'm back because that would indicate that I'm doing like the Monday through Friday thing again. And I don't know if you notice, like I didn't commit to doing any other streams this week other than just today. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out for this week. But I can tell you that there's definitely going to be a shortened schedule very soon. But I'm kind of curious on your guys' feedback on, you know, we have some content creators up in here, what you guys would do if you were in my shoes. I just value a lot of your guys' opinion. You're all my friends here. So I'm just kind of curious, like what advice you would give me on this. And here's what I'm weighing right now. For years, I have been a Monday through Friday morning streamer before work. I'm okay with that changing. I don't have any problem with that changing. It's not like I'm losing a part of myself or my identity if I change that. Because it's going to change. What I'm looking at right now is, do I just try to do I know for sure I could commit to a Monday and Tuesday stream schedule. Monday, Tuesday every week. Reason being, our first competition of the week in high school is always Tuesdays. That's our first one. So I haven't had a late night that week yet. That would give me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to kind of, if I need to sleep in a little bit longer, if I had a late night from a competition, I can do so. Additionally, if I didn't have a competition, that would give me some of the time to do the extra content I'm doing with track stuff, or also freelance work. You know, whatever it is that I need to get caught up on, more track stuff from the administrative side of things. It gives me some time to do that in the morning before I start work. So I could do a Monday, Tuesday every week. There could be some weeks that are a little bit lighter though, and maybe I have an extra day in there. And so I've thought about, well, do I just set a different schedule every week? And I don't know, like if I say, okay, this week it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Next week it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know, it could be a different couple days or different, you know, single day, whatever it is, every week. And so you would literally not know if I'm live unless you check the schedule tab in Discord. I don't know how I feel about that one, because then I don't know. That would, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, Spooky, is it might make it a little bit more difficult on me. And then what happens if something changes? Like, you know, we had, I don't know, so later in the season, we, you know, typically nobody wants to reschedule track meets, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. The exception being when we get to the postseason, you have to reschedule those meets. So 2 years ago, I had 2 reschedulings in the same week, and that would totally throw everything out of whack, right? So, yeah. It's hard to be us. I'll try to drop in the Discord for Valentine's Day. My team made a cute video. Also have a legit athlete video that I had made when I went to my first tournament I ever played. Ooh, nice. Okay. We have it so rough. It's especially the fact that we're white, I think, is the toughest part about that. Don't know how you do it, to be honest. You're very productive and busy, boy. I am very I'm very busy for sure. Productive is, I guess, that is subjective, but prefer to have you 2 days than no days. Monday, Tuesday is good with me. This for your typical hiatus season or just in general? This would be hiatus. So this would be basically starting immediately. Pretty much immediately. I mean, the latest I would start this schedule probably be March, like the beginning of March. And it would continue through, it would actually be all the way through the end of the track season, which for me is July. And here, Ghost is still around too. So Ghost and I were kind of talking a little bit, and I said, yeah, maybe I need to look at this as being more of a seasonal thing than I have in the past. My schedule extends through like mid-late July. And so it doesn't really make sense to just try to then shift focus, back into streaming, I would say, until my season is also done. So I would be kind of looking at it like, you know, basically once Gen Con is over, we go back to adding more days to the schedule. So it'd basically be Monday, Tuesday from now until August. And that would kind of just be maybe the thing I do from now on, and I just kind of have to be okay with that. But yeah, in office days are now Wednesday forever, so I'm selfishly cool with no Wednesday streams. Setting a different schedule is more mental load. That's kind of how I'm feeling too. Routine is greater than schedule. If you get a bonus day off, leverage that for yourself, use it for track content or sleeping, etc. Yeah, and that's good to hear, because you know, like I said, I value your guys' opinion so much, and you know, it's one of those things where I know that there are some people that literally probably only found this community because I happen to be streaming Monday through Friday. And so, and maybe that doesn't line up with their schedule and all that. And so I feel a little bad about that, but I'm kind of the same way where I feel like it's better than 0 days. And I still think that this is really good for me too. I'm trying to look at streaming as an investment in myself. It's not me taking time away from other things. It's an investment in myself because I need that social aspect with you guys. You guys are my friends and I want to know how you're doing. I want to stay in touch. And also video games truly are just like so cathartic, you know? It's important. So, white cis male fighting against the man. Change is hard, but we've all been at this for 5+ years. Change is going to happen eventually. Yeah, exactly. Unless we struck it big and we were all making, you know, multi-million dollars on streams, then I suppose that could dictate our schedule. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm leaning. And then as far as like the actual content that we take a look at, with it only being 2 days a week, I'm not sure what to do, admittedly. Even if dropping to 0 days live has really messed with my perception of myself. What do you mean by perception? Yeah, I to be honest, I'm not really sure what we'll do if we're only streaming 2 days a week. I might still look into doing, you know, I actually still have some game keys that I've received, so maybe we just do that. Could be a different game every week. Maybe that would be cool that we get 2 days with each game. The problem then would be like I make sure I'm not requesting too many game keys at once, because then I can't get through them all at the same time. Currently have no schedule for my streaming. I just pop up, sadly. That's honestly, sometimes that's what you got to do, though. Yeah, part of me, it's like I see a niche to fill with all my favorite content folk pulling back a bit. Hey, listen, I wouldn't be offended, or I don't know what word I'm looking for. Offended? I don't know. Maybe offended is the right word. I mean, I don't. If people want to be opportunistic, it's totally fine with me. Again, I think for me, I pulled back. I pulled back in April of last year, and I would say probably prior to that point, I would have been like a little bit more competitive than I am now. I just don't really care anymore as far as like the rat race for attention. It feels good, no doubt. There was a period of streams where I just was like, I feel like the stream kind of blew up. I went from like 200 followers to 800 really quickly. And that was really, really cool and motivating and all that. But looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, that was really cool. And I'm glad I did that. And that was a lot of fun. But if that happened again, cool, I guess. I don't really care as much. So that's what I'm saying. I've been trying to like, if people want to do self-promo stuff, I've been like much more okay with that sort of thing. To me, it's not coming off as like, I don't know, especially with people I have relationships with. I don't really care. I'll promo the crap out of your stuff. There's less of a competition factor. I just don't really feel like somebody wants to go watch somebody else's stream during mine. All right, that's your own choice. You know, I'm not going to take that personally. Yeah, I'd say go for it. If you feel that pull, go for it. If you don't finish Baldur's Gate 3, I will spank you. So, do you want me to finish it or not? I'm getting conflicting messages here. Roller derby makes it hard for me to set one. Yeah, I get that. In my mind, I've been a streamer for a long time now. Suddenly, I'm just not anymore. You're a content boy. You're a content boy, not just a streamer. That's too narrow for you these days, Spooky. That's just too narrow of a title. Not me following you now. I'd be thrilled to see you live on twitch.tv. My opinion, scale back to what you're comfortable with, but keep it consistent. Having dropped back to one consistent day for now with the promise of a potential bonus day when convenient, I'm finding that trying to fit flexibility in the schedule weirdly ends up throwing it off more. For myself, at least, I think it's better to figure out what your capacity is and just stick to that. Yeah, I appreciate that, dude. And that's kind of the way I'm leaning for sure. He's a war crimes man. Dealing with the migraines, to be honest, everything, including streaming, has been so hard to try and do. Hate it. I don't like that for you, Lars. I'm sorry the migraines have just been seemingly unending. But streaming gives me instant dopamine, and doing one video a month is like torture. Then be calling you Mr. Piss. Oh gosh. Is that like Mr. Pibb, but just you know? Yeah, Lars, I don't know, and this is, apologies if this has been discussed numerous times. Mrs. Magoots is on a medication that has, like, pretty much brought her migraines to nothing. I don't know if you'd be interested in reaching out to Mrs. Magoots to kind of talk about what that's like. Obviously, there's going to be a significant difference in getting medication here in the United States versus overseas, and hopefully it would be much to your benefit. But I don't know. I'm sure she'd be willing to talk about it. If you're ever feeling like it, I'm not to like open up Mrs. Magoots' DMs, but I think she would be more than willing to do that. So if you ever want to ask, feel free to send her a message or tag her in Discord or anything like that. So seeing a Dr. Marsh has been a waiting game. Long road. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fingers crossed to have the doc figure everything out and fix and heal me in one set. Oh, that'd be great. That would be incredible. That's why I simply fail at doing both. Oh, sorry. Give me that brain. I have so many nice things to say to it. I believe in it so hard. I do too. I do too. Yeah, Spooky and Swordy both just so incredibly, ridiculously, unfathomably talented. Yeah, you guys just keep at it. It's just like, just keep at it. That's all I can say. Whenever it is, like whenever you get the time to do it, just keep at it. Yeah, it's you guys have a serious talent for it. Write me a doctor's note for a month off. What sucks is that the more I listen to my body, the rest I give in, the worse it seems to get. The less I deny it, really. Nonder got me draft 1 of World at War this morning. I'm about to be serotonin pilled. Listen, all you people who have the guts to stream. I admire you. You're all creative and have something that keeps me coming back for more, so I won't hear you trash talk yourselves. I'm just grateful to be here. Ursa, we love you. My goodness. We love you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, like everybody goes through imposter syndrome at some point or another. I've had a little bit of it with this track stuff, the track content stuff. I think that's like kind of a niche that I could fill pretty well. Some of it was the fact that, like, I don't know, there is a certain stigma towards like content creation, that because you have to, in order to be quote unquote successful with it, you basically have to get people's attention. And so you're fighting for attention, which in itself is just a weird thing. And that's kind of something that held me back from doing like track and field stuff. Is I don't want my kids to feel like I don't know. Honestly, kids have less of a problem with it anyway. It's more of like people like my parents' age and stuff. Like, oh, get a job and stuff like that. And it's like, this is honestly, like, first of all, it's difficult to do. Second of all, I'm not doing it to try to become rich and famous. You know what I mean? At least that's not my case. But I know why I'd be doing it, and that should be good enough. You know, and that's kind of why I just was like, I'm just gonna start doing it. People are gonna wonder, oh, is he trying to get famous? Is he trying to, you know, whatever? I'm like, no, it's not why I'm doing it. And it doesn't truly matter. Even if I was, who cares? I know the reason for doing it. Why do I care what anybody else thinks about why I'm doing it? So I just decided to go for it, and, you know, it's been a lot of fun so far, and I think my current athletes have really enjoyed it a lot. Also, it gives them some more exposure, especially in a sport like track and field, where there's not much exposure anyway. It just gives them just that little bit more. And they deserve to be praised, just like basketball and football. Honestly, frankly, I mean, I'm extremely biased, but I think they deserve it more. I'm biased, but they deserve it more. Thriller, my word. You absolutely did not have to do that. Thank you so much for the 500 gold coins, though. Goodness me. I am not planning on being live really for any much longer, to be honest. I need to get to work. So 10:15, so I basically have like another 4 minutes. Yeah. I'm going to go grab me breakfast and coffee. So if you aren't, I hope you have an amazing day. Look forward to the next stream, whenever that may or may not be. You've been a great person to watch. Love coming in and hang out with you and chat. Thriller, seriously, incredibly kind of you. And yeah, same to you. I'm glad that you found us. It's been really nice meeting you and talking with you. Ever since. I know it's not been terribly long, but like I'm feeling really thankful for that. Seriously. Really, really rude. I agree, Lars. That is very rude. Very rude that your body is not like improving, even though you've been giving it what it needs. Gaming is too limited for your commentary style sometimes. I agree, honestly. Need to niche down, not up, though. Glad you're taking care of your body and mental health. I'll be here whenever you are. I love you, Lady Iron. Seriously. Yeah, I definitely want to set aside time to play games with friends and stuff too. I don't want that to go away. Become a SWU streamer. Cannot wait for Gen Con. It's gonna be such a good time. Wait, too niche. Go back. Yeah. Coleman is a SWU pusher. Yeah. Wraith, how you doing? I'll talk about Magic for more than 45 seconds. Chat goes silent. If I pivoted to SWU, I'd drop to 2 average CCV Coleman and Swordbot. Honestly, I feel that, Swordy. That's usually how it goes for track. Anytime I'm talking about track stuff, it gets pretty quiet. Which is okay. Like I said, it's fine. But yeah, I just say that to say that I feel that. Me too. Hard same. You guys have been amazing. So glad you've come across y'all. I don't know how you found us either, Thriller, but again, the magic of Twitch is seriously such a blessing sometimes. So God bless you all. Have a good day. Schooner, you as well. You as well. We're just listening. Nothing to add to either of those discussions, but I do listen. No, and I get that fully. I get that fully. It is a funny thing. I'm literally, I would be the same. I would be the same. You know, I enjoy hearing people talk about things they're passionate in, even if I don't have anything to contribute. So yeah, I promise it's not a dig. It's just something that is noticed. That's all. Counter you my roller derby on the chat. The Magic talk, I just say that's pretty, which adds nothing. That's true. The cards are very pretty. Love the duality of streaming audiences. They love us being ourselves and sharing our interests, but also go silent the moment we do. Don't remember how I got here, but thankful I did. Yeah, same. Feel like you sitting on me streaming about cats. Wait, what? All right, friends, I should leave it here. Let me get out some thank yous. First of all, it was good to be back and just chat, and you know, we'll get back to playing some games at some point. To Iron's point earlier, I do want to figure out a way to finish Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe that'd just be something I do if I had time, like on a weekend morning and I feel like playing some games. Maybe I just do it then. And I plan on popping in the Discord, doing something super casual. Because I know some people want to see that, and I want to be able to share that with you too, because it's been something you and I have been working on for a very long time. So maybe we'll do that. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. Lady Iron, thank you so much for the sub today. Nonder with the raid, Pullman with the resub, Chand with the resub. Anonymous gifted a sub to the Dear Schooner Sailor, and Thriller with the 500 bits, aka gold coins. Appreciate you all, one and all. And seriously, it was so good to be back here and chatting with you. I think what we will likely do is just go ahead and plan on I will think on it more tonight, but let's just for now, let's plan on stream being Monday next week. Monday and Tuesday next week. And I think that'll give me a little bit more time to kind of figure things out, how I'll structure our gaming time. I think it would still be really cool. Maybe, like I said, I just pick a game. It'd be a different game each week, and that'll give me at least 2 streams to dive into it. Tuesdays also, I don't have a meeting, so if I go a little bit longer on that day, it's a pretty good day to keep on the streaming calendar. So yeah, sitting on you, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, sitting in on me. I'm still sick. Still so amazed by the little network of streamers. It's pretty cool, right? Sometimes they just want us to yap, hence why YouTube works. Yeah. Same feelings as Lutz, no ill will towards anyone in chat on that note. Just a funny observation. It is a funny observation though. Next time we talk about Magic, I'm going to comment every 30 seconds. Love chatting with y'all. Sounds good, Mr. Lutz. Love chatting with you too, Thriller. Friends, I think, like I said, let's plan on seeing you next Monday. We'll have a game picked out by then. If I see you before then, fantastic. But I think we'll just plan on Monday. So yeah. All right, friends. Yes, love you, Spooky. Love you all very, very much. You all are very, very meaningful to me. And this was really good. I'm glad I got to chat with you all today. So please, otherwise just me, Jard, and Squirrely going back and forth. Love you, buddies. Love you. Excited for the next stream. See you in Discord. Bye, everybody. Everybody have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you soon. All right. Take care of yourselves and others. I love you. Bye.